Cristais de branco e estrelas de lua cheia, colar de flores, meu lindo. Voa a nossa ceia, a onda que oceia, colar de espuma, meu lindo. Mauna loa, ela que incendeia toda de fogo. É nova onda virando o mar, vem dançar comigo, vem junto a mim. É nova onda, vou te mostrar que pega na cintura, fica nesse som, ao som da lua, meu bem. Ui. Olhe nessa prancha, deixa acontecer. Eu fico noite e dia, eu mantém com você. Yeah. Entre na remada, Mas que tremenda real. Eu e você, meu bem, fazendo um drop legal. Yeah. Depois da partida, beijos em Waikiki, suspiros de prazer, dá pra você. Yeah. Vontade de partir, um S espacial, ficou parada, seu estar. Vem ver como se dança em Honolulu, na nova a rua, em cima de uma prancha. Olhe nesta prancha e deixa acontecer. Eu fico noite e dia no hunting com você. Yeah. Entre na rémia, mas que tremenda real. Eu e você, meu bem, fazendo um rap legal. Yeah. Depois da batida, beijos em Waikiki, suspeitos de prazer. Eu quero dar pra você. Yeah. Vontade de parque, um S espacial, ficou parada. Seu vem ver como se dança em Honolulu, a nova onda, a rua, em cima de uma mancha. Vem. Nada por criar Taiwan, por ter uma razão de dizer feliz de ter paz no coração. Nada vai passar em vão. Tudo vem de uma paixão. Ser feliz, de ser feliz, ser vem o amor, vem o céu, virá, virá. You're the river where the seas start and come. My love has gone, and the trees grow. There'll be no tears, there'll be no regretting. Will he remember? Will he forget? I'll spend 1,000 flowers when the trade winds blow. I'll set my alarm. I love him too. Someday I know he'll come back again to fill my heart beyond the veil. What's love falls and flies with the dreams blood. I'll set my heart there, for I love him still. Someday I know he'll come back again. You set my heart open. He don't believe. You set my heart open. He don't believe. Why mau poliha ikai hati ralote bawa ikahane wai wo iku e hoi Apili kau, ehoima, ehoima iue, ehoima, ele kuando, namuhi, Filipole, oh, nana kaua, ehoima, ehoima, pilikau, ehoima, ehoima, Iwa o mako i kapone ai ki kanani o kai manahila kai manahila kau mahaiwa Iwa o mako iwa kikira ai ki kanani papahela papahela he he mali Iwa ko itapiulani paka ai ki kanani lina poe poe lina poe poe olo hiki Aina ya mai ana kapuana ai ki kanani o kai manahila kai manahila kau mahailu Virti masereia, oai koinoala. Hoje a lua é cheia, errando no raio. Vai doendo o que cai, a pessoa meu, a flor de mancha. I have seen you dance a long time ago through my favorite songs, so graceful and slow. Every movement you make is an odyssey love, as you paint your song with your hands. Bossa hula nova and the cha-cha-cha, so rich feel say. Leave for me, you quero ver você cantar. Sway it rock, sway it all around, sway it side to side. Then you dip right, hold your head up as you reach for the skies. Hold your head up high as you reach for the sky. You sway side to side, move like a Meu amor, é hora de partir. Eu sei, o teu olhar me diz. O meu coração deixo contigo. Sem você, nunca mais serei feliz. Aloha, aloha, eu sei, meu coração vai te seguir. Eu sei te dizer adeus, amor. Alô. Eu sei, meu coração vai te seguir. E o teu amigo te dizer adeus, aloha.
Hello, everyone. Excuse me. So, welcome to Career Seminar 2022. We'll begin in about 3 minutes, so just get ready to settle in and make yourselves comfortable. We'll see you again in 3 minutes.
Me beijas, me enches. They say it's springtime in Honolulu, in Honolulu. It's always springtime. Natives are humming, guitars are strumming. It's always springtime in Honolulu. Eu vejo a lua no céu, correndo as ondas do mar. Eu sinto a doçura do meu coração de Ubiik, o ar que rula é na aloha no capua. Eu sinto a cabeça girar, levanto o voo e decolo. Fico pertinho do céu, ao som de uma guitarra havaiana a tocar. They say it's winter in Honolulu, in Honolulu. It's always winter. Natives are calling, guitars are strumming. It's always winter in Honolulu. Eu vejo a lua nascer, correndo pelas ondas do mar. Eu tiro todo o
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PanelSemi 2022. Thank you for being here with us early on a Friday morning. The event is organized by the Taipei Computer Association and supported by National Tsing Hua University, STARTBOARD, FCCI, and the Bureau of Foreign Trade. Before we begin, let's hear a few words from the organizers. Let's first welcome Dr. Neurelli, CEO of the International Cooperation Center of TCM, to make his welcome remarks.
Okay, thank you, Jason. Can I take off my mask? Okay. Morning, everyone. 教授哈，还有那个组长哈。And honorable two speakers, thank you very much, and friends from industries, and of course, international students. Welcome to the Career Seminar 2022. My name is Neurelli. I'm the CEO of the International Cooperation Center, CEO. I'm very glad to be back to Tsing Hua University again, because Tsing Hua University is my alma mater. I received my PhD degree about 20 years ago. Even though that this building and that time, it's a lot of change. And I think that thank you for joining the Korea Seminar today. We started Korea Seminar about 10 years ago from 2011. So, in the past 10 years, actually successfully made lots of very nice, very brilliant international talent to, various very excellent Taiwanese international companies. So today, also we have two honorable speakers. They will share experience to you, and also we have lots of vendors who are interested with lots of international markets, including India and other places. And so, I just want to that please make sure that you visit all of them. And I wish you have a good luck to your future, careers, especially in various Chinese company. I believe that you have very excellent company that provide lots of very good condition to you, and hope you can help them to explore the global markets. So good luck and have a good day. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Lee. Thank you. Next, let's welcome Dr. Jonathan Wang, the VP for Student Affairs of Tsing Hua University. Hello, good morning, Dr. Lee and our distinguished speakers today, and welcome all the student job seekers. Okay, I know that we have this for I think it's 11 times that we collaborate with Taipei Computer Association. Experience, in the past, we every month we have a lunch with our president. I mean, the president of our university activities. Almost every time, when the international students come to the lunch meeting, they always bring up the issue that where can we find a job in Taiwan? Is there any connection that can help us to find a job? Okay, so I always tell them that we have this event, and then not just today, we also have the whole week's series of events to help you to get together with a lot of different companies and to visit them. It looks like not so many people really know that we have this. Okay, but today I'm congratulate for all of you. So you know at least one step ahead of the rest. You come here at a better opportunity to find a job. Okay, so I would like to have a congratulation to you. And also, I think for you to get the job you want, I think this will require two sets of skills. One is the hard skills and the soft skills. The hard skill, I think, will be your preparation in terms of your academic skills and all the hard knowledge you learn from your program, from your study in the Tsing Hua University or other university. And also some of the soft skills, for example, my expertise in social network analysis. One of the key learning I always teach students that based on the study required for you to get a job that you like, sometimes you just not rely on your close friend. You need to have some so-called root tile. Okay, you need to have some friend that learn so much, but you have some contact once in a while, and they will sometimes give you the important tips for you, so he can help you to get a job. So I think in terms of hard skill and soft skill, we can prepare during the class, and also I think this kind of activity will be quite useful for you to know more people and know the industry and know the opportunity you have surrounding you. Okay, and I think for this week and also I think starting tomorrow we have more job fair. So I hope you can come here, and then during the semester we have in our division of student affairs we have this career center, and they offer a lot of activities, including group visit and then one-to-one consultation. I think it will be also quite helpful to you. So hopefully you can find the job you like, and also the company here can help people they want. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wang. And before we move to the next session, let's grab a quick photo of our two VIP speakers. Oh, and along with our company reps and panel speakers.
Now we take off for the.
Yes, sir. Yeah, everyone.
Thank you very much.
And of course, this isn't just for our speakers and VIPs. If any of our audience members to grab a photo at the backdrop after the event, you're more than welcome to do so. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that if you are interested in recruitment events like this one in the future, or would like to occasionally receive job-related information delivered to your inbox, make sure you sign up for Price Tag. You can scan the QR code here or from the booklet. And without further ado, let's move on to our panel discussion session. We have Ms. Abdullah and Mr. Dinesh Kumar as our speakers. And first, we'll each hear one information on the topic. So let's first welcome Ms. Abdullah to speak on the process of obtaining a work permit in Taiwan. Let's welcome Ms. Abdullah.
So I can.
this one forward.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So today my topic is how to get a work permit in Taiwan. And that's one of the important things. But before discussion, why you listen to me? So I just wanted to give a small introduction about myself. I'm a legal consultant, senior legal consultant at Louis International Patent Office and Louis and Charles Attorneys at Law. Also a mentor for the STARTBOARD. And I'm a chair for the Mackerel International. It is one of the organization of law firms having more than 150 law firms around the world for 65 countries. And I also often teach in Taiwan University and Richwave. So then I go into today's whole topic. I think you can have some takeout from today's discussion. So if we look into today's newspaper, that what is the condition about the Taiwan's labor. So we know that there is a labor shortage, labor problem, okay? And if we just look into all the news, there are biggest shortage for last 30 years. And new job vacancies more than 900,000, that is 104 job bank have already predicted that one. 78% of the employees is seeking for a good employees. Okay, so that means that it's a really good time for a good graduate to get into Taiwan from India or from all over the world. And if you see that recently the government have proposes two plans to introduce around 80,000 migrant workers and foreign graduates. I think many of you already know that how the APRC rules will be changing. And this will give a good idea how to stay in Taiwan, how to legally work in Taiwan. So if we talk about the legally work, so first we have to know that what is the illegal work, okay? So illegal work is without work permit, revoked work permit, work without invalid work permit, and non-permitted employer for the second job or work employed for the non-permitted scope. What does this last two scope means? Like suppose I'm a legal consultant, okay? And I'm teaching in Chandran Tashwe or Khaji Tashwe. So these two is not into my job scope. And these two university is not my job employer. So when I had the ARC, I had to have the second employer's one work permit. Only for 2 classes or 1 classes also, if I am getting my remuneration for the teaching, I have to have another one job permit. But since I get that, so that means that teaching is not in my scope. But today's talk is in my scope of work, okay? So when I am working anything beyond the scope of my job permit, it is also illegal work. If I'm working for the second employer, suppose you are working for anyone to make one software, that is also illegal, okay? So you have to understand what your work permit is giving you the scope and who is your real employer. So now suppose I'm having a PRC, so I can work for anything, anywhere, no problem. So once you have the work permit or open work permit, it's more easy to work in Taiwan. So when we talk about the work permit, I just wanted to give the brief 4 type of work permit you can apply in Taiwan. First is employer based. Actually, when we heard that job work permit, right? We know it is a work permit for me, but it's not really that. It's a permit for employees to hire you, whether your employee really need an foreign employer, because when the government cannot jeopardize their job facilities for the local people, because they have to give the space for the local people, then only the foreign people. So they have to show that whether they really need and whether you are qualified to be hired or not. And they have 2 conditions. One is a maximum for 3 years only they can give, not for 5 years also. And another one is student. University will arrange the work permit. Your school teacher have to give the authorization that really if you work for any company, it is okay or not. And if you are getting any remuneration during your internship, you also have to have the work permit. But if it is not remuneration, then it's okay. And another one condition, if during your summer vacation or winter vacation, if you want to work, it is only limited to 20 hours. Cannot exceed the 20 hours for 1 week. Okay? Another one is freelance, because I think that's one of the very common thing many people is doing. They are just working for one company or just developing one software. Even recently, I had one case, one Indian boy. He was just arranging some fund transaction, so he was just taking it to Taiwan currency, then transferring it to Indian currency. But then the Taiwan government issued a money laundering order. Okay, that's why you are having so much money, because that is also illegal. So anything that is you are thinking it's a freelance work without permit, that is illegal. And now the freelance work permit also very easy. Before it was like you have to do for 6 months, then only you can have the employer. You have to within 6 months you have to find an employer. But now it's 3 years, and that is also extendable. So it's very easy for you to apply. If you think your qualification can meet the freelance work permit, it is very easy. Another one is open work permit, what I have also is more easy for any APRC holder. Once you have the APRC, now Taiwan government is asking that students also can have APRC, and it will be more easy for you to get that one. And you can work with freelance or any other employer, it will not make any problem. So if you get the work permit, you will get these facilities that you will have ARC. And I just wanted to give some of the points. I think it's quite critical. One is your ARC will be issued only for 3 years. And work permit must be valid for 6 months. Suppose you are joining after your semester end, with that September, and you only have 3 months work permit, that you cannot change the ARC into the resident visa. Okay, so it will be problem. So lots of people come to Taiwan with maybe 4 months or 5 months validity of the work permit. So again, they have to renew the work permit. That also take time. Again, go to the ARC office for the further visitor visa. So those are really complicated situation, and that's more problem is mental pressure. Shall I stay in Taiwan, or I have to go back to my country? So those are very critical point. Another one is gold card. So they are having if you meet the criteria, it is more relaxing. APRC, what I mentioned, I just wanted to give one important point is you have to check. APRC main condition is your salary must be twice of the minimum wage, that is 47,600 minimum. If you have this salary scale, then only you can apply for the APRC. Oh, sorry, I just have last slide. And another one thing is citizenship. Like for India, we cannot have the dual citizenship, but if any country permits the dual citizenship, they can also apply for the dual citizenship, because Taiwan permits the dual citizenship. Okay, and it's more if someone having really good quality of the experience, they can easily apply for the citizenship, and that's more benefited compared to any other type of permits. So how to apply, and you need to apply, and who can apply. So these are the category of the work, like special technical work, like attorney, civil engineer, architect, academic researcher. They can apply teacher, manager post, sports or athletic teacher. So if someone is really do not want to go back to their country and want to stay in Taiwan, but cannot find a job, and if you have a good skill, just use that one also. Okay, in Taiwan you can find lots of music teacher from USA and other countries. So there are lots of options you have in Taiwan. What you need at least master's degree or postdoc, bachelor plus 2 years work experience. This is one of the more challenge. And your work experience should be 2 years or minimum 1 year, and that has to be authenticated from your country's embassy. And the minimum salary I already mentioned. And you have to have an outstanding performance certificate. And once you have those documents, you can go to your country's ministry, then to the authentication from the Taiwan embassy of your country. And also your work experience certificate also have to be authenticated in the same way. So once you have the work permit, what are the consequences you have to find is you will have all the labor right. Okay, that means all Taiwanese employees and foreign employee will not be discriminated in any way. So all the leaves, all the remuneration, everything will be properly calculated for you. So you have all the labor rights. you have to make sure that your liability to pay tax is one of the best important thing. And if you are working less than 183 days, suppose your semester ends in September and you work until December, that is not 180 days, right? It's only around 90 days. So that time you have to pay around 80% tax. And rest of the time, that if you are working more than 183 days, that tax is regular, like 5% to 20%. So it will be from different stage of your earning, you have to pay tax. So most critical, important thing I want to say is extension of work permit. Because you may think that, okay, my employer is hiring me, right? So it's his responsibility to extend my work permit. But suppose there is some problem in the HR department, they miss one deadline. So what you have to do? That will be problem of yours, right? Your company may have around 150 employees and only you have the problem. So make sure that you make this in your note that at least apply 4 months before the employment permit expires. Okay, before 4 months you have to apply. And if your employer work permit is only for 6 months, you have to apply 2/3 duration before. Okay, so this is one critical point. If you miss that, it will be again you have to go from Taiwan, again come back Taiwan, apply again for the renew job and other things. And what will be the penalty if your work permit is revoked? Okay, better I go for the first one. And your work permit be revoked, unjustified absence for 3 days. Okay, recently I had one situation. My friend called me. Her son was in the same school has the COVID. So they have the 7 days, they have to stay in the isolation, 7 days. And she informed the HR team, one of the person whom she was close with, but it was not informed to the HR department. So she came after 7 days, the employer already said that, oh, you did not come for 3 days, so your employment is terminated. So then she has to sue kind of situation that I did not do any unjustified things. I already informed the HR, but HR, that was only in the phone call. There was no written proof of that one. So make sure on that point that you do inform your employer that you will be 3 days absent, okay? Consecutive to 3 days. And if your company have any physical check, like my husband works in Chang'an University, okay, so there, since it is a branch of hospital, Chang'an Hospital, so he have to do the physical examination every year. If someone denies on that one, they will be also revoked their work permit. Another one thing is that I already mentioned about the second job, if you are working with. If you have any of the situation, your work permit will be revoked and the penalty is 30,000 to 150,000. And you have to leave the country without delay. That means there is no option for you to argue. There is no option of appeal. So you have to leave immediately. So if you really think that there is no chance for work permit to be renewed, so what you have to do? You have to go back to your country, right? That's the only option. But now Taiwan is more relaxed to hire more foreign talents in Taiwan. So ARC or Gold Card can be extended for 2 times with 6 months validity, 6 for 1 year. By that time, you have to find another one employer for you. Or you can also have the entrepreneur visa. I think Dinesh is going to talk something about the entrepreneurship. And employment seeking visa, that is also one interesting thing, that if you are looking for a job, you can just apply for this type of visa, okay? But they also have some condition like previous salary have to have around 47,000 up, okay, around 48,000. And you have to prove that you have financial resource to stay in Taiwan unless you get a good job in Taiwan. So another one thing is, if you are suppose not being properly renewed your ARC or you do not have a proper visa, that means you do have a illegally cross the border of overstay. You do are staying in Taiwan as an overstay. So that means it's illegal. And your ARC will, after the 30 days of expiration of your ARC, you have to leave within 7 days after paying fee. So these are the fines. I'm not going to take too much time. It's already over, right? So you can just have a picture of the fine scales. And Just last my slides, I want to talk about what are the coming changes, because since Taiwan also needs good foreign talent and you are already here, they are going to propose lots of relaxation, how to have more people in Taiwan. Okay, so migrant worker from blue-collar employees can be eligible to apply for the APRC, permanent residentship, for working in one Taiwanese company for over 6 years or with a high skills. So they have to prove their skills that they really meet the eligibility of APRC. Otherwise, they can apply for the Class B professional technical certificates from the government. Okay, so this Class B professional technical certificate is, you can go into Google and you can find lots of information how to apply for that one. What will be the skill they have proposed into this category. And the last but not least is a foreign student. That's what I came for. Are also going to be eligible for the APRC. There are three interesting points. Okay, so first point is within 5 years after getting associated degree. So what is the change here? Can you tell me what was proposed before? That you have to have one employee, continuous with one employee. You cannot change your employer, you have to be employed by only one employer for last 5 years. But now, after your graduation, you can change 2, 3, 4, 5 employers, but you can still apply for the APRC. That's the biggest benefit that Taiwan government is getting now. And you have to meet the first criteria is your current salary is after 5 years is 50,000. Okay, so the threshold was 47,000 for the normal APRC, but for the students, they believe that the students will be that qualified to earn that one. Obviously, that's why, and they know that what will be the expected foreign graduates' salary. That's why they have threshold that one. So do not be scared. I know when you finish your education, you will be really achieve that goal. Don't worry. And another thing is, make sure the last point, because when you will be joining, okay, you may just do not have that much authority to bargain with your employer, but that will be a good clause to bargain with your employer, because that 30,000 is the minimum threshold you have to apply when you join the company. The first joining should be more than 30,000 and increment should be 3,000 next year. So these are the conditions that is not well published all over newspaper yet. These are some of the critical points I thought of sharing with you that might benefit you in future job seeking opportunities. So I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you. And if you have any question, just feel free to reach to me, okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Altira. Next, let's welcome Mr. Dinesh Kumar to talk a little bit about his experience founding his own startup in Taiwan.
Yeah, myself, Dinesh Kumar. I'm representing the Good Home Food, one of the entrepreneurship journey in Taiwan. I would like to express my thanks for the organizers and professors, and especially the TCA. They are doing a wonderful job. Actually speaking, I was one of the persons sitting one among you like 10 years before. So the journey is pretty long as of now in Taiwan. So I'm purely not to give as good as information as my senior Ms. Arpita did. It's all about sharing my journey. So starting with to talk about the Good Home Food. As you have already, I think almost everyone would have loved the Indian food, but there is no unique branding of Indian food, especially in Taiwan, also in other part of the neighboring countries. And that came out of our idea of our team, branding the Indian food. And also like we made it as more into a cloud kitchen, where right now we have like 3 kitchens. And also, it's all more a dine-in and takeaway in Taipei. And I would say that it's not just about food. It's all about the digital technology, what we have incorporated, where system integration string to tablet and the POS system. Like as you see in any restaurant, they have a POS system for ordering the food. So we created our own digital technology such a way that dealing with Indian food is pretty different from the usual chain stores like McDonald's or KFC. Not only at the preparation level, even at the setting, it needs so much of organization. It should be more organized. So with respect to the POS and also with respect to the supply chain management, where we involve with different inventories and also from different upstream suppliers. So the technology what we build to make the Indian food as a unique brand, right from the kitchen to the, from our suppliers, we made it into a stream such a way that we could run 3 stores at a time from a single kitchen. And that's one of the story I would like to share with you right here. But speaking, as I told before, I was also a student here. I was a PhD, I did my PhD in optoelectronics, totally different. But I feel I consider every PhD student as an entrepreneur themselves. Because when you throw a PhD student down deep into a valley, they find a way to come up. I think that's all an entrepreneur needs to learn. So I would say doctor entrepreneur. Instead of a PhD candidate, I'll say doctor entrepreneur. And that's how it is. And they've also asked me to share the other experiences where after my graduation of PhD, I was working in Micron, the semiconductor, as one of the leading semiconductor, the NAND memory manufacturers in the whole world as a product engineer. And I also worked in another Taiwanese company. They are the OEM manufacturer of computer servers, and they are the suppliers for the whole globe, and also they are the suppliers for Google and Microsoft themselves. I was taking care of the Indian operations of that OEM company. So I would be very happy to say that I have an experience working in Indian, Taiwanese, and American company, and that's also they want to share for this team. As I would say that I believe most of them should be freshers or even the graduates looking for the job. So what happens is with the 3 different cultures, I would say in the American company, if the meeting is at 10 o'clock, you will be more welcome to enter the room at 10 o'clock with a cup of coffee, and the meeting might start at 10:05 or 10:10 with an introduction or with some jokes. If it's a Taiwanese company, if the meeting is scheduled at 10 a.m., the meeting will start at 9:55 a.m. sharp. Okay, that's the difference. So I've learned more discipline with respect to the time management working with Taiwanese company. That's for sure, right from my professor and with the different companies we are working with right now. So in another case, I would say that the OEM company which I was working with, it's not as branding, like I would say I'm working for Google or Micron. It's another OEM company, but the boss himself is someone who could more inspire and learn from the organization, because his revenue is somewhere around $1 million business every year, but he can't speak English. I would say he can't in the sense like the conversation is not, it's not easy to make. The more easiest way is only through Chinese. But he's running his company for 20 years, having business in almost all part of the world, as being a Taiwanese, not even coming from the background of engineering. That is something more inspiring for me to learn from a Taiwanese boss and a local Taiwanese company. And they also asked me to tell what I'm missing from Indian company. If it's being Indian company, I would say that it's so much of celebrations in an Indian company, and also we have so many holidays, which doesn't happen in Taiwan. We have so many holidays. You know, like in Indian companies, they play drums, they play music, they dance in the hall. Not every day, but still it happens then and there. Okay, but here it's more about work culture. You have to more focused. When it comes in the American company, I would say that they give so much room for learning. Whereas in Taiwanese companies, all about just go to the ground, play, just learn while you do your job. So that two differences are there, but it depends upon the journey, what you're like, what you're willing to take. As simple as that. So it's all about a journey, sharing my journey experience. So PhD, semiconductor, and also not only taking care of the marketing division of India. I find myself, why? Because it's not only the jobs here in Taiwan is for engineers, and also, as I could see faces from different part of the countries. Now, most of the companies from Taiwan, they would like to expand globally, and they're looking for their country representative, like Brazilian representative, or a Chile representative, or an Indian representative for their Taiwanese company. And that's what I think I would say that's one of the gray area where most of the people most of the student doesn't find them to suit. But you will be more qualified and easily chosen with less interview, honestly speaking, where if you could speak a little bit of Chinese, and moreover, when you're moving for another organization for the technical part, I would strongly suggest that as I guide my juniors and other, Indian students here, why, apart from the entrepreneurship journey, I'm also representing the Indian Foreign Business Council as a regional chairman of Asia. So I'm also working in bringing in the SMEs between Taiwan and India. So it's working on different part of the journey. So where I find when students would like to move to the Taiwanese company, first thing obviously is Chinese, and second thing, make sure your resume or the interview part, make sure you are completely prepared or you have some story related to the job position you are working for. No matter you are having a degree in computer science, but you want to apply for an artificial intelligence, make a story with respect to an internship or a project where you have done something in artificial intelligence, so that the hiring manager can get impressed. They're not going to look with your degree and the score alone, honestly speaking. Because for the first job I've applied, it's more than 500 plus applications. But one thing I missed, and what I shared with juniors also, was make sure your resume or your profile reaching the hiring manager of the company. In Taiwan, obviously the HRs, they have a checklist. They have the checklist. They check only the 10 points, 5 to 10 points. Whereas the decision makers are your hiring manager. So you have to reach them and make them feel that you have an intention to join the team with the awareness of the product and the technology and also the skill you are ready to offer to them. So it should balance in that case, as simple as that. And finally, to give a note that, as you all know about Sherlock Holmes, and it was written by a British author, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The thing is, he was not just a writer. He was a physician. He was working in a ship voyage, and he was a cricketer playing he's so much interested in sports. And he was also taking care of his sick wife, reading stories to her at late night, taking care of the children. So I would say that as an example, it's all about the journey. When you evaluate anyone's success, it's not about just money or the fame. It's all about what is the vast experience they have learned. I wish you all have such a fun-filled experience in Taiwan. At the same time, give it back to Taiwan. So I wish you all success, and I hope this career seminar will provide you more opportunities for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much so much. So now it's time for our panel discussion. So it's my pleasure to welcome our two panel speakers up to the stage and selected some questions from our audience and to ask them. Yeah. So we are here to be able to hear from their personal experience and maybe borrow a few ideas or advice from them. And also open the floor for some audience questions afterwards. So our first question here is directed to Peter. So what was your working experience prior to moving to Taiwan, and how does that compare to your current experience here?
I think this question should go to Danny because I was practicing attorney. So because I'm a lawyer, so I have to go to the court, and I really did not involved into the corporate culture in that way. But obviously, if you think of my experience, not my own, but my client's experience, there are lots of things I would like to say. But when I feel like after I joined the office, my experience is very good. And I would say there are some issues like my food, covering for my Indian foods is one of the biggest thing. If I have the lunch during lunchtime, Taiwanese lunch, then I want the dinner to be Indian. So that's one of the things I would say is the difference. Language was different because I came to Taiwan in 2007. So that time Chinese was only medium of use, but English was not that much. So all the buses, boards, all are in Chinese. So that was a little bit different time. But I could say like really how Taiwan welcomed the foreigner. It's very easy for us to adopt. And when we are working with Taiwanese companies, the work culture, maybe it's an Asian culture, I would like to say. So we have the same respect for everyone. And we also, and one interesting thing I will say that in Taiwan, when we call our boss by name, that's very uncommon compared to Indian, because in India, we only call our boss as sir, not ma'am, like that. And since now also, my all Taiwanese colleagues call me Arpita. But if I receive any Indian call, I will say, ma'am, can you please help me with this one? It's not only for respect, but it's a practice how Indian culture will replicate here. So I think Dinesh can also follow up with that question.
Dinesh does have experience in Indian companies, Chinese company, and Chinese company. Just a little compare and contrast here.
But like as she has mentioned, corporate culture here is like as you all know that we have. I mean, Taiwan is also ruled by Japan, so you still have this hierarchy here. Okay, but in one way, it creates a discipline in the floor. Whereas, as Ms. Arpita mentioned, now it's changed in the corporate culture in India. People use their names, and it's easy to approach. But here, we still have that hierarchy. But at the same time, discipline, and we could learn more from the colleagues here. It's also possible.
Thank you both. The hierarchy, so we discussed about traditional companies here in Thailand, but of course we also have one more startups here in this country, and we also have a couple of them here today. So we're probably also going to experience a little bit more of a horizontal structure in some companies as well. Let's move to our second question here. Could you maybe tell us a little bit about your relish or your process of adoption to living in Taiwan, plus a little bit of a culture shock here and there, and what motivated you eventually to stay here in Taiwan?
Actually, for me, maybe my story is a little bit different always, because I was accompanied by my husband. Then only I look for my job. So that's the reason I came to Taiwan. But I would say that the cultural shock I really never had any, because Taiwan is a very welcome country. They are empathetic with any situation I have seen. And since you mentioned about cultural shock, I have a very interesting article. If anyone have time, free time, you can go into Commonwealth magazine. The Chinese name I forgot is one of the famous newspaper in Taiwan, and lots of Indian company having some problem in Taiwanese company having problem in India. And it was tagged as a cultural shock, what you mentioned. And on that point, you can have a look into that how the cultural shock and our maintenance can be very important, how to do evolve with the time and the part of the place where we are moving to. And what you mentioned, I think most important thing is India is a very big country. So if I think I live in West Bengal, Dinesh live in South India, I live in North India. So if I plan to move to South India also, I have a big changes. So Indian are very easy to accustomed with the new situation, new environment. Maybe that's why the cultural shock was not at all touched us. And Taiwan is very beautiful country, I would say. 15 years long experience. I cannot say anything that goes against today's talk, really. So ultimately, I would say it's a really good environment to work in Taiwan. And also, India is very good environment, can give very good environment to have a company in India, especially for the talent pools and other things. Dinesh?
No, again, as she has mentioned, she's living in Taiwan for 15 years, but she's more experienced in dealing with people. In my case, it's just 10 years. So, no, culture shock was not that so good. Again, if you want to tell a story, like I was an assistant professor back in India, before moving for research here. So one of my colleague was a graduate from Taiwan. He married a Taiwanese. So he used to tell me more stories about Taiwan, where even I know that Taiwan is one of the top pioneer in semiconductor industry. Instead of choosing Japan, Korea, I chose Taiwan because of the stories he has told. That made me prepared. And after coming here, it's so much welcome. That's one reason I'm associated with STARTBOARD, even TCA. And I would say that from the entrepreneur point of view, whoever you meet, they are bringing in opportunities. So in Taiwan, it's the same. It's your professor or whoever it is, instead of finding the fault, it's better to see the opportunities in everyone, try to grab it. It's not about manipulating people. It's all about finding the positivity in each one. So I don't find that as a culture shock.
All right, nice. Thank you very much for those good recommendations. Yeah, that's it for our pre-selected questions. I'd like to open the panel for any questions from our audience. So if you have any questions, just raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you.
I think you will have more
Also, so any questions? Now will they be able to talk with a legal consultant or a startup founder? So yeah, if you have any questions you would like to ask after the event or more privately, they will be able to answer maybe one or two quick questions by the end of the event. So you can save your questions until then as well. So this concludes our panel discussion. I'll just thank again Arpita and Dinesh for joining us.
On behalf of students, I would like to ask one question. I'm sorry, on behalf of you, I would like to ask one question to Ms. Arpita, because as a student, once they join a company, and if they want to start their business, like if they want to have a business, like in my case, StartBoard is the other organization. It's an incubator. They help in business visas. So when you're working in a company, you still have proficiency to start your company. Do you know that? Is it possible? Like if someone is working in a company for a Taiwanese company, a foreigner working in a company, but they don't have any APRC or they don't have any Taiwanese spouse, but still they can start their company.
Okay. First of all, that what was by today's talk was a second scope of the job. Okay. So if your employer prepare one ARC for you for the one scope of job, you cannot work. Okay, but you can open your company, you can fund on that one, but you cannot have the salary from that company. Okay, if you are not having the remuneration, but your company having the profits inside, it's okay. Because if you are having your own salary from your own company, that means you are employing one foreigner into your company. Okay, so in Taiwan, if you can open your company with just one entity. Okay, but obviously there are some like calculation, how much you want to pay your employees for 6 months, at least they will say into you have that fund or not. But that's not in the law. In the law, it's only one entity is okay to open your company. But once you hire one employee, foreign employee, or yourself as an employee of that company, that time you have to have 5 million NT in your bank account, corporate bank account. So that's the critical difference from the working with the company, having my salary from the company, or I just want to open my company to let it just grow up to some point. Then I quit my old job and I work with my company. These are the small critical points. I think is it enough, or you need further clarification?
Because when I was a student, like when many people were also looking for some startups. It can be even as she was mentioning about the freelancing thing. But now there are more changes from the Taiwan government, so it's better to keep updated, and that's what I was raising this question.
And if you have any question, Willie from STARTBOARD is here. He is very experienced. Willie, you can just raise your hand and everyone can check. Okay. So he is very experienced and he is handling already lots of students, including maybe around 50 companies all over Taipei and Hsinchu have been established through him. So he can give you all the detail and more information for any startup. Okay.
Yeah. Again, thank you both very much for all the experience and information shared. No problem. Yeah. So next, let's move into let's move into our company presentations. And it's my pleasure to welcome the following 6 companies to talk a little bit about their culture and open positions. So first, let's welcome one of Taiwan's most recognizable brands, ASUS. Let's welcome Amanda to the stage.
Hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda. I'm HR from ASUS. So I'm gonna introduce our company for you. So, okay. Our name, ASUS, is come from the mythical Greek creator Pegasus. So we use ASUS as our brand name. It also symbolizes wisdom and knowledge and our instinct on our product. So we have like we have around 40,500 employees around the world, and 5,000 of them are world-class R&D team. So our revenue for 2020 is up to 30 billion USD dollars. Okay, so in our company, we have over 64 branches throughout the global and over 6,000 overseas employees around the world. So our company started from 30 years ago. We have been dedicated on personal computing. Throughout the year, we expand our focus on mobile computing, IoT computing for medical products, and AI computing. Our product, we provide comprehensive product for our customer, like a Wi-Fi router or a projector, or we also have robots. So we would like to make sure we can meet our consumers' digital life. So our company is driven by innovation and committed to the quality. ASUS won more than 11 awards every year, not just for 2019. Okay, so when you are part of ASUS, we regularly hold sport competition in our company. We also provide staff-only drinks and swimming pool facility for our employees. And we very care about our employees' career, so we provide many training courses to make sure our employee could be very successful in their career. So in our company, we also have up to 50 clubs in our company. So next step, I'm going to introduce our Global Talent Program. So what's Global Talent Program? Global Talent Program started from 2014. So it's a mentor-based program which will help you to prepare your international career in technology industry. So through 90 days course, which will help you to develop your leadership and professional skills. So every participant in this program needs to complete a course which covers sales, marketing, and product management professional skills. Let's take a look on the training video.
In search of incredible. It sounds brilliant, right? In search of it.
This is such incredible. In search of incredible.
Tonight, I lost another fight. Lost to myself, but I'll just start again. I keep falling down. I keep on hitting the ground. But I always get up now to see what's next. Birds don't just
Okay, so after 3 months training, you will have the chance to do the 14 months on the job training. You will have chance to work your colleagues from different countries. So you can scan the QR code to get more information on our website. And if you're interested in this position, please help us to apply for this job. Thank you. Does anyone have any question about the global?
So if you have any question for Amanda, this is your time to ask her. If not, again, all companies will have to be set up outside for our co-worker. So if you want to go there and say hello, you can do that this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Next, let's welcome a contributor organization in Taiwan's modernization. That's the Industrial Technology Research Institute, ITRI. Let's welcome Mr. Dan Hu. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I work in the Human Resources Office for ITRI. I only have 10 minutes here, so I'll just jump right. Thank you very much. Okay, so a little bit about what is ITRI and what goes on there, and then I'll introduce some working environment, jobs, and internships. So Industrial Technology Research Institute, founded in 1973. The basic mission is to raise the technological level of the industry in Taiwan, to upgrade the technology of traditional industries, and also help guide the emergence of new industries. And ITRI's had a lot of success doing this over the years. So it's very much applied technology research. We want to develop technologies and get them to the companies where they can then create economic value and social benefits. So our main campus is in Judong, about 15 minutes east of here. Some of you maybe have visited there before. And then we also have the Guangfu campus down Guangfu past the McKay Hospital. You probably noticed a couple new buildings going up there over the last few years. We also have a campus in southern Taiwan and in central Taiwan, and some offices up in Taipei. So broadly speaking, our research can be divided into three broad areas. Smart living is, information communication technologies, also includes things like robotics, precision manufacturing, vehicles, autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, and so forth. Quality health, of course, is, pharmaceuticals and drug development, and also things like medical electronics, medical devices, and so forth. And then sustainable environment includes a lot of new energy technologies, and then also things like, energy efficiency, carbon capture, clean water, clean air, these kind of things. And then there's kind of a fourth area we call ICT enabling technology, which is, AI chips and infrastructure that kind of apply across all of these domains. Of course, Taiwan is the, chip king of the world. But the chips need to keep advancing in step with what's going on in the other areas. So quickly, some numbers here. We have around 6,000 employees. And if you do the math here, you can see around 80% of our employees have a master or above. So if you want to be a researcher at ITRI, master's degree is not 100%, but it's pretty much a basic requirement. This is the number of total active patents ITRI owns.
You can see it's a very large number, and every year ITRI is getting 1 to 2,000 new patents. So a large scale of activity going on there. Over 300 new companies have been created, either spun out of ITRI's research units or incubated on ITRI's platform. You could say we have something called the Open Lab, which I have time to go into too much, but and then these are services to industry. This is just for last year, so you can see hundreds of technology transfers, thousands of services to local industry. These are like, it could be contract research or technical services, a lot of testing and verification, pilot production, these kind of things. So again, international offices, we have one in California there, Silicon Valley, and then Eindhoven, Berlin, Moscow, and Tokyo. We don't have research at these sites. These are just representative offices. One of ITRI's roles kind of be a bridge between Taiwan industry and the global industry. And these are some organizations, companies, and so forth that we have some kind of partnership signed, joint research agreements with. In recent years, we've been winning more and more of these awards. CES, right, the Consumer Electronics Show. This is the huge technical show of the year in Las Vegas. And for the last 4 or 5 years, we've been, our technologies have been winning, recognized for their innovation at CES. Just recently, this just came out last week, I think, once again for the 5th year in a row, we're top 100 global innovator. This is about the strength of our patents, and, you know, which represents this, the value of the technologies developed there. Edison Awards, and then the R&D 100, which you may or may not have heard of, but for research institutes, the R&D 100 is, you know, one of the most prestigious, and we've been winning these every year for many, many years now. I thought I would briefly mention this, just kind of tying with current events, right? At the beginning of the pandemic, you may remember a few years ago, it seems time has kind of stopped, it seems, these last couple of years, but in the very beginning, right, Taiwan did not have enough capacity to produce masks. So the government called a team from ITRI, local companies get their production lines up quickly and efficiently, and within a few months, Taiwan went from producing under 2 million masks a day to over 20 million masks per day, right? Masks were hard to find in the beginning, and then within a few months, Taiwan was sending masks out around the world, right? So, and a lot of other pandemic-related technologies, testing booths, these were deployed last month. Yeah, trade me again. Sorry, am I using these mics? I don't know. Anyway, I just mentioned this because in addition to all the technology research there, ITRI kind of has a mission of public service, where when the government needs some support on some technical issue, they will call ITRI, and ITRI will answer the call. Okay, work environment. Am I running out of time here? Yeah, I think we're okay. I won't go through the whole benefits thing. Suffice to say, we have very generous benefits. And besides the basic benefits, a lot of extra things like, you know, there's a kindergarten, nursery on campus, and so forth. We have a nice recreation center, pool, and, you know, gym and games area, and also yoga classrooms. A lot of our employees on their lunch hour will go for do an hour of yoga, kind of help rebalance themselves, I guess. And ITRI also sponsors a lot of group activities and these clubs for everything from sports to calligraphy or ukulele or whatever. But
And ITRI put some resources behind this. Again, just trying to maintain the whole work-life balance idea. Okay, so internship program for many years now. Every year we've been having, usually it would be around 40 interns coming, mostly from overseas, but some from the local universities. This is them meeting with the ITRI president a few years ago. You can tell this picture is old because no masks. No one has a mask. It's a different era there. So the last few years, we haven't been able to do this on a large scale. Last summer, that outbreak in Taipei in May kind of ruined our summer again. This year, you'll see in the event program, we have 5 internships listed on our websites, and we encourage you to apply for those because we're mainly trying to find students who are already in Taiwan, so we don't have to deal with like quarantine and all that stuff. And also, I could point out that for you guys here, it's not limited to summer. As mentioned earlier, you can work part-time during the school year and full-time during the summer. I'm almost done here. If you're interested in ITRI, jobs and internships, you can go on our website. Again, I think all these links should be in the event program. You can also just email your resume and kind of give a brief message about what you're looking for and so forth. LinkedIn, if you're not on LinkedIn, I suggest you create a profile and get on there. More and more companies, headhunters or so forth are searching on LinkedIn, and we have a company page you can follow and get updates, apply for jobs and so forth. And then the 4th channel for you guys, if you're interested in ITRI, ask your professor, ask your department, are there any joint projects with ITRI? If you can join these joint projects, this is another channel. We've hired lots of local students who start out working on the joint project, and then after graduation, they get hired. So just one last thing, a quick plug. At the end of April, we're going to have a virtual career fair, and there will be technical presentations from some of the ITRI researchers in different areas. There'll be English track and Chinese track. So there will be, I think we have 6 technical presentations that are going to happen in English. I have this at my table outside. You can scan the QR code out there, so you don't need to worry about it. So I think I've used my time, and thanks a lot. That's my email. So thanks to our organizers, and thanks for coming. And I'll be outside if you want to ask me any questions. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ben. Next, let's welcome a AI startup from Int'l Startup Paris. I'm Neurelli. Welcome, David, to the stage.
好，谢谢。我要倒数第二页有的第一个要背倒数。对，没关系，我等一下。
Hello, everyone. Some of you don't have seen me already because maybe you're your first year, the first time you came, or maybe you're just in college and then you are graduating right now. So we are Neurelli, we're a startup that's located in Star Terrace, which is in Linkou. Yeah, we have many different students that we class will come here, and then we actually get a chance to hire many of them in our company. So it'd be great if you can hear what our company is about, and if you're interested, please join us. Thank you. So we're actually a startup company that does precision manufacturing. So the titles are sort of hidden from the top. I'm sorry, I didn't know the title was going to be hidden. Yeah, okay, thank you. So so we do precision manufacturing. So we're how do I say it, ML and AI, companies, machine learning and artificial intelligence to be sure. Basically, we help customers find ways to speed up their production. So like one of the problems we're trying to solve is how do you turn scrap metal plus some raw material into a specified, harness and also tensile
for the model that you want to build your machine, right? Because if you use the raw material, it's going to be very expensive. So a lot of times you use those recycled material. But the recycled material is a problem because every time it comes in, it's a different consistency, right? So once you do the first, batch, and then you figure out, okay, this consistency is not what I want. How do I adjust, in terms of adding chemicals or removing, some chemicals in order to meet the consistency around, right? So that's definitely an AI in problem. So we did this successfully for the largest CNC company in Taiwan, and then we're able to produce their desired spec within one shot. After one shot, they know exactly what to add. So this really saves them a lot of time and cost, because if they don't do that after 3 weeks, everything is all the scrap metal is used out, they will start again. So the production quality actually can be controlled. I also do spindle assembly, which is also very interesting because spindle assembly, they require many different degrees of freedom. They generate heat, also the different frequency. So you can just imagine you're stacking out your Lego pieces. Each of the Lego piece has a different, specified height. But when you stack them out, the final height could be higher than what you expect, right? So when you're always assembling something, there's always moving within specification. And then when you assemble them together, everyone perform differently. So how do you find the right Lego piece block in order to assemble this in one shot? That's also a very good ML problem, and we do this very successful for them. Right now, we're also currently working with them. Okay. It's okay, I gave more time to talk. So right now we're currently also working with them with 5 spindle axis. Yeah, so that's one of the toughest problem right now, because the world leading industry, they're all moving to 5 axis, 5 degrees of freedom. Yeah. So how do you assemble these things, given the 5 degrees of freedom, and then also the precision around and one shot. And that's a key problem here. So I'm just raising all these questions for people who are interested to find out how to do it. You can come to visit us. Yeah. Yeah, we also do smart elevator, which is just another fun, interesting ML AI project, which is about how do you save energy or increase the most efficiency for the elevator when you have more than one, right? Because obviously, when you have more than one, how do you learn the behavior of the your customers, the building, and then how do you make sure the elevator can reach your destination in the shortest amount of time? Saves a massive amount of energy during night. Right? So all these are very interesting problems that will be very successful. This is also doing for the top 3 manufacturer for the elevator in Taiwan. So as you can see, that we have a lot of experience in building a whole system for the customers. So the ecosystem is more like, basically for a lot of manufacturing in Taiwan, what we do is we build up for them, and then we'll analyze the data. And once we analyze data, AI will recommend exactly what to do, and the person can see it on the panel. Say, oh, okay, this is what I do. Okay, so they do the correct thing. And once they do the correct thing, those data goes feedback into the system. So the system becomes more and more accurate. So like currently some of our customers, they increase their efficiency by 20 to 25%. Ever since they start using our system, they don't want to guess anymore. So the AI and the ML takes the guessing out of the game. So everybody who's doing this the first time, they can be the master. Okay, they don't have to learn everything. The system already learned for them. And also, we obviously being a lot of company, we also have defect detection that helps a lot of companies, which is a traditional image defect checking. They don't really check very reliably. Usually there's about 30 to 40% in the manpower just to make sure the defects that's missed I think it's a myth. I should say it's a false positive. That's the name of AI machine. The AI can actually do this, second checking, which can make it. So I think just recently, like 10 months ago, we won the competition, the defect detection for the AO, which is the largest, I guess, one of the largest payment producer in Taiwan. Our precision is basically 100%. It's actually published in the magazine. And then the professor who's interviewing actually on the panel, they're like, how could it be 100%? Because I told them we do it through AI plus ML, plus traditional image processing. So it's a very innovative algorithm that actually did the defect detection in 100%. So that's pretty amazing. And also we also have side projects such as license plate recognition, which in free flow fashion. So we actually do a lot of ML and AI projects, as you can see. So if you come to the company, we come to participate in one of these projects, it will be deeply fascinating how much things you can do with these latest technology in the world. So the future, like I said, it's you and us, okay? Together, we can create just, briefly introduce where we are. We're at the Linko, and then this is where we're located. Our company vision is to, do the best for the employee, make them happy. At the same time, use whatever we have learned to make a better world. And this is what the outside of the building looks like in Linko. And then, of course, when business startup, there's a lot of events going on. Sometimes we meet famous people. Like here, we met the ASUS, the founder of ASUS, and also Mr. Taiwan. On the pod, that's a small and medium enterprise association. So this name is always a word learned from me. Small and medium enterprise administration, Ministry of Economic Affairs. Yes. Sorry for the cheesy. And like you see here, these coworkers, actually we have a lot more coworkers than this, but a lot of them, some are good at time series, some are good at image processing. And myself, I'm a DSP major, so I'm very good at digital signal processing, which is traditional signal processing. And also I've learned a lot about AI and ML this recent few years. I'm very good at. I'm from UCLA, and I was a PhD candidate. And then never finished my PhD because I thought starting a business meant fun. Yeah, and Billy is my coworker who's outside. He went to MBA for us. He's in UC Berkeley. He's also electrical engineer. Yes. Our office, we try to make it as colorful and creative as possible to inspire everyone. We have a lot of events. Some of these are like Halloween. It's the custom. We're dressing out in the custom, and also we have the Chinese New Year, which is also fun. And also we have some like a monthly or quarterly event related as our company meet together, and we'll discuss what's the latest trends. You learn about all these fascinating things that's happening within sector, your industry. Yeah, and we're definitely good food together, and also this is sometimes we'll have special events such as like a yearly gathering where do as you guys know, the Squid Game, right? So starters people has been well, you could say PCA people who have been very good at making these events fun for everyone who's participating over there. Yeah. And this is Chinese New Year. And birthday, and this is Christmas, and also end of year party. Yeah, so you can see our life there is actually very fun. Yeah, and then so it's always just our motto is we give you the right tools so you can have more time for your family, your friends, and yourself, right? And thank you. This is just showing what a typical working day is like. Basically, everybody is very interactive with each other. It's not like you're working in cubicle alone. And you actually contribute to part of the culture of the company too. So just the video just showing you one of the students from the school. He is working intern. The school's NTHU. Okay. Sorry for the abbreviation because the school here is so many abbreviations. Yeah. So basically we have all the students from many different places. We have NCT. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Just trying to make sure to sit around. Yeah. Yeah, the video. Second to last slide.
Hello, my name is Irvin and I'm a
Yourself. Oh. Yeah, no problem. Yes.
Hello, my name is Irvin and I'm a fourth year computer science student from NTHU. I joined Neurelli as an intern and I have learned so much during my time here. Not only do I get to learn things, but I also get to
可能比较小声一点。没关系，只要真的播不出来没关系。It's okay，只要播不出来没关系。
Yeah, so basically, he worked in our office for 2 months for his internship for the last semester before he graduated. He was a college student. He took some very good, AI and more classes, and felt like it's good to get some really good experience here. So this was just his testimony, like saying how great he learned in our company, seeing technical. Ever want to start up something at the start, and we know exactly what are the things to do and what are things to avoid, how do you become successful. And then
Hello, my name is Irvin and I'm a fourth year computer science student. Hello, my name is Irvin and I'm a fourth year computer science student from NTHU.
Just playing last video. So anyways, our last topic is the most important. Is telling us that we're hiring. We want definitely AI software engineers, and also we want front end, back end, web developer who's designing great interface for the customers. In the end, we can use our technology in a very friendly and seamless way, which is also equally important. Thank you very much, and here's an email and the person that you can send to.
I don't know if you
Thank you, David. There's a question from the audience at this moment. You can see that we're outside of his booth, and check out the video and then get to know him a little better. Introduce yourself. Thank you. Next, let's welcome a representative from PanelSemi, Hank, to the stage. Round of applause. Thank you.
Next page. My company name, PanelSemi, stands for panel and semiconductor. What is panel? Panel as TFT LCD. It's a display. Semiconductor, as you know, TSMC, UMC, like that. We call ourselves the PanelSemi. We would like to leverage TFT LCD industry and semiconductor industry to build a new business model. As TSMC started a foundry business model 30 years ago. So first of all, I would like to share with you a short video to let you know what we are doing.
科技新创的硬实力有多强大呢？举例来说啊，可挠式面板绝对不只是韩厂的专利哦。 我旁边这是由台湾新创所研发的 Mini LED 电视，而且是一张电视。为什么用张啊？因为它真的是像海报一样哦，我可以很轻松的把它卷起来，厚度更是只有1张纸这么厚哦。而这样一台电视，你可能会有疑问，会不会解析度很差啊？目前55寸的版本已经有做到了1K 的画质，明年还会推出110寸的4K 版本。重量不到1公斤，内凹外凹都行，还能变身直径约30公分的圆柱，具有360度大视角，更能融入各种设计与体验情境。在 CES TTA 的展馆中，洽询的潜在合作伙伴络绎不绝，是看中我们台湾硬体制造强国的实力。
In the video, I put down the plastic glass. I went to CES Las Vegas 2 months ago and bring our products, our first product. Actually, it's our technology. Okay, it's a super ultra slim and super lightweight, 1 kilograms display and 1 millimeter thick, and you can do flexible. You can do in curve and the cylinder, and one day TV, a piece of a TV, just like a camera's a piece of a paper. So, and we will put different semiconductors on the display. So in the future, our display can have an ear, can have a mouth, it can speak, it can communicate with you. Okay, that's our future. So that's what we are doing, and we are going to provide as a new business model. Let we say it's a panel foundry business model. So that's why we say PanelSemi. We leverage panel, TFT, LCD infrastructure, and semiconductors technology, and blend together to innovation. Okay, here in PanelSemi, we have 5 business model, business units. I'm from the first business unit, AM Mini LED. Okay, and we have do backlight for the display, current display. And our technology, we can do antenna, okay, so like stop. And we also do semiconductor on glass. Okay, this is very deep technology. And we can, we will do some medical device, leverage what I say, TFT, LCD, and semiconductor. Okay. So we do 5 applications with very deep technology. So if you are a startup, you are an entrepreneur, you can join us. We look forward to a different visual life and the future. Okay. This is our core technology. We call it active matrix. So, for example, now display a TV, a screen. You just see an image, but you are not able to do anything. But in the future, you can control each pixel, each dot. You can put a sensor on the screen. You can put a speaker on the screen. You can put a camera on the screen. So that's what we want to do. Okay, that's our technology. Our technology can let us be able to control each pixel. Okay. So later I will share with you some successful case last year we have done. Okay, this is a screen.
来，大家可以帮我们来捕捉一下我们的动态，我们的这个视 是为娱乐显示应用在我们的场域当中，有了我们的电视赛采用我们的硬体装置，让大家可以感受到我们新时代不一样的这个全新的体验。好，已经有2台回到我们的舞台中央，最后1台要把握机会哦，来把握机会。好，我们这已经降落了 ，OK。好，来给我们3位女生掌声，谢谢我们3位。
On the cylinder, it's not difficult, but if you want to put on the screen and let a drone flying through, you need to ultra thin, ultra lightweight, and eco-friendly, set power consumption. So that this customer choose our technology. Okay, and this is technology and cultural and religious combined together. So we use our screen, 55-inch display, from the flat to do a cylindrical one. As you can see here, this one. So, as in Taiwan, the traditional religions, we call it Guangmingdeng. Okay. So let's projects as on the corner. Okay. We can build in metro stations, subways, and high-end ballrooms, etc. And one project now, as we are very excited, is that. Oops. Okay. Oh, okay. Next page. Okay. Yeah. Because our technology, we can do very ultra thin, ultra lightweight, so we can cover the cylinder on the airplane, okay, aviation. So in the future, each of your flight journey will be the most unforgettable, the most amazing journey, okay. On the flight, you can see anything, you can see the sky, you can see the mountain on the plane. Okay. So that's why we say we would like to provide visuals different. Okay. Okay. So PanelSemi, we provide solutions for panel and semiconductors foundry business model. So, okay, we are looking for parents with entrepreneurships. So if you are this guy,
Thank you, Hank. And again, we can visit Hank in the afternoon in the booth. Next, let's welcome our speakers from Richwave to talk a little bit about his company. Okay.
Thank you much. This Richwave. Let me introduce some basic fundamental of the Richwave. Okay. Richwave was founded in 2004, and our specialty is IC design. And the headquarters in Taipei and office in Hsinchu, and our R&D facility actually in Taipei and Hsinchu. We have global location in Taiwan, in China, in Korea, and the USA. That's major for the sales office and the application engineer. We have about 300 employees, and the industry is semiconductor. Coming on you, we are involved Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi 6 and beyond. Majorly is Wi-Fi here and the module. And also we offer the IoT and the mobile applications. The specialty is that they involve also the multidisciplinary technology, and we have to combine it. Okay. And the revenue of this year and the last year is around $190 million. 你要帮我播噻 ？OK， 好。So our component basically is involved the Wi-Fi and the sensor, mobility, and the basic component, IoT, automated, and broadcasting. Next. And for the Wi-Fi, basically it's the PA, ANA, FEM, and the filter switch. FEM actually combination of all those components in a small part. Next. Mobility is pretty much the same. It basically is IO component and the two individual or combined together in a small modem. Next. IoT is Internet of Things. This is just pretty much the same technology, but for different application. Next. The same to the automotive. Next. And the sensor. Sensor is quite different. Sensor is that we basically we have two products. One is 5.8G product. The other one is 10. And for the 5.8G, with the major function is mobile detection and the breeze detection. And the 10G is the involved mode, include about distance detection, people connection, and the proximity detection. Next. And the first component basically is a filter. Now the wireless system is very complicated, and usually one device involve a lot of channel, a lot of different system. And filter is used to divide and combine them. And basically now right now the filter is involved. Our company involves 3 types: SAW, FBAR, and also the LTCC. Next. We also involved some semiconductor part for the broadcasting. Yes. And we are very actively pursue our patent quantity and the quality. Right now we have granted about 4,000 and pending 160. Okay. We have a license for Taiwan, USA, and China. Next. And this is our major milestone. Basically, from the 2004 beginning with a small component. Right now, it's a very complicated module. Next. And we have some recognition from the Taiwan industry. Next. Vision and vision. We are an IC company, and the IC is very unique and IC industry. It combines the IC and the RF. And in my view, this segment of the IC is quite slow for the technology diversity, diluted from the USA and Japan to China to Taiwan, due to the complexity and multi-discipline property. Next. Okay, so the Richwave offer you the best tier IC design, and IC product, and then you have a chance to work with the international talents. Next. So please join Richwave. Next. And we now have opening is IC design engineer, staff IC design engineer, and analog design engineer, DSP, algorithm, system application, and IF device design, and the characterization engineer. Hey, we are not open. Next. Lecture activity is quite typical, and we have 2 locations in Taiwan. Majorly is Hsinchu and the Taipei, and the working environment is very flexible, okay, and a lot of the facility close to our company. Next. We pay attention to our training. It's very difficult to develop a IC design engineer. Usually take a lot of time. From graduate and for example, as a master degree, you might 3 to 4 years to be a mature engineer. So the company invests a lot, and our employee also invest a lot. And next. And we have some charity event try to connect our company to the outside world. And the IIT design is so dedicated, so focused, and we want to our RD and our employee more connect to the outside world. Otherwise, it's too inside out. Next. So we also try to have some symposium for ourselves and to connect with outside world technically and the business wise. Next. And this is our ESM party. They just finished. Next. This compensation and the benefit is quite typical, and all the IC company in Taiwan offer a very competitive compensation and benefit. Otherwise, you cannot keep people and hire people. Next. Experience sharing. Richwave is a very open environment, and we sell team together, and we are not a big company, so the culture-wise to share the technology and the capability is very important. Compete with outside world. Next. So this is our goal. With innovation, dedication, and brilliance, we will become the trusted ICT provider. Next. So, welcome to Richwave. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, we have a smart city solution startup. Ubiik, let's welcome Thomas to the stage. Hello, everyone. Oh, okay. Stuck in between you and your lunch, so I'll make it quick. Okay, next, Kia. So we're an IoT total solution provider startup. We founded in 2016. We have been profitable since 2020. So, and we also got A1 funding. So I can say we're a relatively stable, profitable startup. We have employees in Taipei, in Hsinchu, and also in Japan, US, and India. Next, please. For now, currently our main business is from Taipower, AMI, which stands for Advanced Meter Infrastructure. It's a smart meter communication system. So we have won the Taipower tenders 3 years in a row. And in 2019, we also entered into the Japan market. So now we have customers in US, in Japan, and in Germany. And for this year, last year, we closed our A1 funding for $5 million. And this year, we target to close our, to have a B1 funding. And this year, our company, the worldwide expansion focus will be in US, India, and Europe. Next, please. As I mentioned, we're a total solution provider. So basically, we started from in the middle, the communication layer. We have our own wireless protocol. And so we're connecting the endpoints down there, and we also have the backend software system connecting like everything in between. Next. So this is just to give you an idea of what we're providing. So this is what we've been doing for Taipower since 2018. So we provide the communication modules for the smart meters down here. And we provide the data connection units. We call it data concentrator unit DCU. And through the 4G or Ethernet backhaul, we send the meter data back to our headend system. So
These are all provided by us. And then the heading system provided metadata back to the Taipei's NDMS, media data management system. So we provide hardware, communication hardware, we provide a software platform, we also do the deployment. And later on, I also let you know that there are even some AI involved here. So there are 4 winning vendors for these tenders. We're the only company that is using technology developed here in Taiwan. Next, please. So this is just to give you an idea. So here we put our communication module here, down here in the lower part of the smart meters. Next. And then for DCUs, they collect the data and send back to our backend. So one DCU can connect to hundreds of meters. In some more urban dense areas, we can even connect to more than 1,400 meters. Next, please. So this is the airport that I mentioned. So how can we decide where to deploy those DCUs to connect to the most meters? So basically, we use Google Earth. We use the Taipei electricity pole data, and then we apply some AI algorithms to define the best locations for those DCU deployments. And moving forward, not only for DCU deployment, we're also using similar technology. We do use the weather data to do solar panel electricity generation prediction, and also like for electricity load prediction. Next, please. This is the software part. So we have a backend front-end software for our systems. So as I mentioned, we have hardware, we have software, and we have AI. Next, please. This is, as I mentioned, in 2019, we entered the Japan market. So this is not technology. This is using the IoT in CAD1, which are basically 3GPP standard technology. But so again, this we work together with Taiwan vendors. We provide our communication module, and we also provide the software backend. Next, please. This year, we recently announced a new product. This is the first release 15, cellular IoT smart cell. So we have a smart cell that can act as either just as an MOB together with the core network. So the main idea is to extend the coverage of the NB-IoT and CAD-M IoT network. Next, please. Okay, so to sum up, basically, Ubiik, we're an IoT total solution provider startup. We've been profitable since 2020. We have hardware, communication hardware. We have backend, front-end software. We have AI. So if you're interested in those, we're a little bit hardcore engineering team, but if you're interested in making the world more connected and smarter, welcome to join us. For my colleague, sorry.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cherry, HR from Ubiik, and I'm also a foreigner working in Taiwan. So let me do a brief introductions about our internship program. 1 minute. I will keep it short for the lunch. Okay, so in this year, we have an internship program for our research team. So we have 4 positions. For AI and data analytics, web and platform, including back-end and software database, and embedded systems for kernel, MCU, automation tester, and at last, communication system internship programs for network stimulations and network performance. Next, please. Okay, so for this internship program, you can see more information in the booklets for these programs. And you can, for the internship programs, you can start anytime discussions around 3 months to 1 year. Most of the students will start their internship program during the summer or winter vacations. So for these internship programs, the common qualifications will be have education background in STEM or computer science, communication engineering, or all related fields. And how to apply it? You can just apply it through the career ubiik.com, or you can search for our page in 104 job banks. We have also a lot of open positions in the job bank. We are quite foreigner-friendly environment. So if you are interested in our company, feel free to join. So at last, since I joined Ubiik, I have a lot of experience working with a lot of fabulous persons from a lot of countries, from India, from France, from Russia, from Indonesia, and a lot of nice people working here. So welcome to join us. And this is end of my talks. So do you have any questions about Ubiik?
If you have any questions for Ubiik or Chill, can you stand now? You can also catch them at the booth later. They'll be there until 3:30. Same goes for every company that has presented today. So this concludes our company presentation. We want to thank our speakers. Thank you. Next is our last session for this event. Here's our raffle draw. So for our raffle draw, we have three prizes available for our winners. We have products chosen from a Taiwanese company, so that's a quality assurance that you can't beat. We'll start with Live and a QB Pro backup device, so you can back up your phone while you charge it. So let's welcome Dr. Lee to draw out our three lucky winners. So those who have joined us today and liked us on Facebook are eligible for this prize. And let's draw out for the first winner of the headband firms. So do we have 174 Gracie here with us? So this number you might have taken down and you will show at the desk. Yeah, 174. All right, come up to the stage. Congratulations. And can you tell us about your name, your school, and your program?
Okay, my name is Elia Gales. I'm from National Tsing Hua University. I came from Taipei, National Taiwan University. PhD in East Asian Studies.
Thank you. I can for and just afterwards. For the South State Drive. So we have number 88 and 30, so I'm not going to try this anymore. Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Plakelin Molishat. I'm from Thailand. Currently, I'm a master degree student at International Master of Business Administration at National Tsing Hua University. Thank you for the reward.
Congratulations. Last one for the PV.
Make sure I only get one. Okay.
So it's number 91, math, are you with us? Congratulations. Just tell us your name, your program, and your school.
Hi everyone, I'm Pranav and I'm master's first year student at Information Systems and Applications.
Thank you and congratulations. So let's grab a brief presentation.
Oh, number, what is,
that's the head thing, so number one.
Oh. So you're, yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, congratulations. Second one. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you. The third one. Yeah, this one is yours. Okay, congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
We need it.
Risk, one big move together.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Sign
Thank
a
you.
receipt over there.
So can you just sign it?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
So this concludes our event today. I want to thank you all very much for joining us. And I hope you learned a lot this morning. And here's a feedback form. Please scan the QR code and provide us with your valuable insights. And yeah, the companies will have their booths outside until 3:30. Make sure you stop by and say hi. And there are lunch boxes available outside the booth, so make sure you grab one or grab two for your friends. You do have a little extra. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Do meu, ao som de wiki waki hula and aloha no capuá. Eu sinto a cabeça girando, levanto o voo e decola.